Hey, folks, welcome back to the lab. And we have here the first of its kind. This is an Embury. This is actually called a contractor lantern. Now, they're also called luck-e-lite. I'm not exactly sure where the discrepancy changed there, whether one was before the other or if they were there together. And I know the handle is unusual. I don't think the luck-e-lites had the handle. I think they only had like a bracket for hanging it. Not sure. And also, I just happened to notice, still got some paper label left. That's very cool. So, we're going to clean this baby up. Man, this thing is solid. I got to weigh this, you know. Let's weigh it right now. I got to see. Are we on pounds and ounces there? Yes. Wow. Pretty interesting. But what a tank. What a tank. So, interesting, and also, much to my delight, I got this at an auction. I only saw a couple fuzzy pictures of it. Actually, there was one fuzzy picture, now that I'm remembering it. And it was listed as a Handlin. And Handlin has contractor or marker or whatever you want to call these safety lights. Handlin makes them, but they're really quite different than these. And I saw the picture, I'm like, wait, that's not a Handlin, that's an Embury. It's got to be. I mean, first of all, Embury cap, I mean, obvious right there. And everything else, all the lines and all the venting and everything was all, I'm like, that's an Embury. But you know what? I went for it anyway. But it is indeed an Embury. And I thought it was a luck-e-lite, like a number 25. But it's number 225. Contractor lantern. You'll be able to read this a lot more when I'm done with it. I'm going to try to preserve as much paint as I can. I love it when paint's like worn off, like worn down to a shine like that. That's great. Love that. But this needs to get cleaned up and preserved so it doesn't continue to oxidize like that. And it came with, well, we'll review all this when I take it apart here. So, all right, let's dig in. What do you say? Okay, here we are. So I always have ham going now in the background. So if you're hearing it, I do apologize if it's something you don't enjoy. But especially when when I'm working at it here or like time lapse going, I can hear that. Anyway, so what it came with was a okay, good. So it came with a ruby red little wizard globe. And I plopped it into something that this was in. It's actually a little wizard. So I put that in there and brought this out. And I don't have any red number 10 Embury globes anyway. So, anyway, that's all I've done to this thing was take that globe off and put this one in. And I'm looking at things here. Good, cap comes off.
It doesn't move. And it has a nice, really heavy, I don't know what, formica or something? Wood grain kind of thing. But it's...
There's the baffle. I see the baffle.
But, yeah, no, when you're working on...
Wow, that baffle is so skinny. Where does the fuse go? Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Okay. That wick looks just fine. I'm going to leave that in there. Or at least put it back in when we're done. Amazing how they made these things. Just like wool stitched together. Like that? Pretty cool. And I have a spare one of these if I need it, but this one looks just fine. That, not going to do anything with that. It's great. Man, this is going to be a dream. Oh, okay, cool. It still has locks like the Vesta kind of does. That's cool. I didn't realize that. I was like, why is that stuck? But it's locks. Okay, cool. Great. Good to know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take it to the bench grinder. The grinder is really cool about leaving paint behind. As long as the paint is meant to stay there, that's cool. So if we got stuff that's, still kind of chipping off, but it's coming off. But basically for these heavy areas here, I'm not going to do the whole thing. There's a lot of it that doesn't need it. But I like how it finishes things off. So we'll be doing that, and I won't mess with that. Oh, that's interesting. So the sticker says luck-e-lite, and the top says Contractor Lantern. Interesting. Well, I'll have to do some research on that, because I've been wanting the luck-e-lite for ages and just never went for it, because I'm a tubular. I like the tubular hot blast, cold blast lanterns. I call these dead flames. And but I've always wanted one of these, so now I have one to work on. So pretty cool. So let's do that. All right, I'm gonna go put this on the bench grinder. Won't take me long. I'm just gonna buzz around here and around on the cage here a little bit. Be around here. All right, be right back. All right, so I just kind of cleaned this up. I started going at the top, and I didn't like how aggressive it was being there, so I stopped. So I'm gonna go at it with the nylon bit. Be a little more gentle around here. Try to retain as much of that paint as we can. And I got an 800 grit on here. And we're going to start at the top and work down. Okay, so that's really all it's gonna need. It's all it really needed, in my mind, anyway. Just to smooth and clean the paint, get rid of spurs, rust spurs, and spurs of paint that's in the peeling process. So, and I left all the paint patina on there, and you can see just how bright, in some spots you can see how bright the paint would be if I just went nuts with it. But I like the patina in the paint. So now we're gonna treat it. Yeah, this doesn't need any repairs. This thing is monstrously solid. Ridiculous. And that's Embury for you. It's not ridiculous, it's just great. Embury built their shit strong. Love it. All right. There we go. Oof, boy. Could almost not get that off anymore. Okay. So, we're going to oil her up here and just see how she looks. All right. Much deeper red. I love that. Polka dotting coming out. I'm liking this. Well, how nice does that look? Right? Look at that mean thing. Love it. All right. So, let's get this back in there. There we go. And why don't we, for giggles, chop off a little bit of the top of that. Start fresh. Okay, and there's enough here to get down into the kerosene. Got carbon all over me. I'm assuming that it came out of the chimney when I was working on it. Pop. Now, let me clean these up a little bit before I handle the globe and put prints all over it. All right. Okay, there we go. All done, all cleaned up, all polished, spit polished, hairs combed, teeth are brushed. Ready for a night watch on the town. Speaking of night watch, this here is a Dietz night watch. Very similar. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. All right, let's come down and take a look at this thing. There we have it, folks. Basically a luck-e-lite. And I got to figure out exactly how that badging works, because they say luck-e-lite on top. This is guaranteed that's luck-e-lite. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So here we have it, folks. An Embury contractor lantern. As you can see here, it's a lot easier to read it now. Kind of with all the lights here, I got a bunch of lights here, so it's kind of hard. But you can see it. All right, pretty cool, folks. Thank you so much for checking this out, and it's kind of a quick cleanup here on this beauty. And folks, I thank you so much for stopping by, and as usual, don't you go change.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.